Hey everybody, welcome to my sports podcast here, and we're going to be talking about a very hot topic that has happened last week. It was a normal junior basketball game between Team USA and Team Lithuania. After a missed call, there was a little altercation between one player from the US and one player from Lithuania. The U.S. player, of course, happened to be Lonzo's younger brother, Melo Ball. As we all know, Melo is trying to get into the NBA with his big brother, Lonzo, and trying to get on the Lakers. So here's a little clip of the fight and how it took place.
Mentality to just be able to shoot it whenever you're open. It goes out of bounds, but... Whoa. Oh, hello. We've got a skirmish going down here, folks. Whoa. Right next to us. But you know what? The Zakia player made a little slap there. Yes. Very unprofessional, folks. Over the line. You're going to react like that. If someone hits you, you're going to respond. Yes. Wow. So very trashy on the Zakia player.
I'm back. Luckily enough for the show, I was able to get 3 people to come on via a video call and talk about the fight in general, and they have their own personal opinion about it. We have my friend Jay, who's going to come on and give you the whole summary and every details for the fight, what the score was, and why it took place. Then we got Ricardo coming in. He's going to talk about how what Melo did gave himself, his name, a bad reputation, and it made basketball look bad, not just for Lithuania, but for the U.S. and basketball in a whole. And lastly, we have Jared going to come on and talk about how what Melo did could kind of be looked at in a good lighting for how he's competing, has a high intensity, and he's going to win no matter what. So right now we have my good friend Jay. He's on a video call. He's going to give you guys a summary, as I said. Hey Jay, how are you doing today? Curtis, I'm doing great. So, we all know LaMelo Ball is LeVar Ball's son and the youngest brother to Lonzo Ball, the starting point guard of the LA Lakers. So what happened was LaMelo Ball left high school in America to play professional basketball in Lithuania and then come back to the U.S. when he turned 18, so he's able to be drafted into the NBA. But with everything going on in Lithuania, LeVar and LaMelo thought that wasn't a good fit for him. So they moved back to the U.S., and Melo joined the JBA, which is the Junior Basketball Association, and plays for Team USA. In one of the games, US had to fly back to Lithuania to play Team Lithuania, of course. And in that game, US were killing Lithuania. They're outscoring and out-rebounding them and just being more aggressive. The US took a 69-54 lead over Lithuania under the leadership of Melo Ball and LiAngelo Ball. But in the third quarter, Melo tried to go for a drive to the net to get an easy layup, but ended up fouled by a Lithuanian player. After that, the Lithuanian player tapped LaMelo on the back of his head. We don't know if there was intention of aggression or just playfulness, but that was responded by Melo Ball turning around and giving the Lithuanian player a hit to the head with his own fist. Of course, that erupted into a whole fight that happened right there on the court. And both Melo Ball and Lithuanian Ball, and the Lithuanian player got ejected. And after the ejection, the U.S. ended up losing that game 124 to 118 after Melo Ball left, and his older brother LiAngelo Ball had to try and step up but couldn't get it done. Thank you, Jay, for all the information you got talking about this topic. I appreciate it a lot, and I'm guessing the viewers like it too. So next, as I say, we got Ricardo going to come on and talk about how what Melo Ball did made basketball look stupid, and put his name in a bad reputation. So, hello, Ricardo. How are you doing today?
Hey Curtis, what's going on, guys? So my position on this is that this was not good for basketball. It was a stain on basketball the way I see it, and somebody like LaMelo Ball, he's got to learn to be able to keep his composure. He's got to realize that he is a professional. He needs to act like one. You look at something like this, and what kind of message is this sending to the kids? Right? You look at like Malice in the Palace. You look at Ron Artest. He never really was able to live that reputation down. And LaMelo Ball now he's not really a kid anymore. I mean, he's 17. He may not be officially an adult, but he's getting at that age now where he's got to learn to start being able to control his emotions on the court. So, and if you look at like his stint in the basketball league in Lithuania, he developed a bad reputation, right? He got known for having bad sportsmanship, for having a negative attitude, showing a lack of effort, right? So now if you look at this from this perspective of, let's say, somebody who's an NBA executive, right? Are you going to want to take a guy like that who's going to be possibly locker room poison, who's not going to be bringing all this drama to your team? I don't think his talent level is high enough to want to deal with those kinds of headaches. And so me personally, I wouldn't hesitate to pass on a guy like this. And when you're stepping onto an international stage, right? You're representing your country, and you got kids that are watching that game. So what kind of example are you setting for those kids? A lot of these kids, they're playing, basketball in middle school and high school, and if they see something like that, what's gonna make, they might think, it's cool for people to do like that. If this guy did it, why can't I do it? So then they go onto the court and things like this start happening. I know back when I was in high school, a friend of mine got into a fight with another guy over a bag of chips. Right? It's like, these things really happen. So when you become a professional, and he is a professional now, playing in Lithuania, and so he's got to learn to maintain his composure. He's got to act like a professional, and he's got to lead by example.
Thank you, Ricardo, for your opinion. I'm guessing I will think about it more, and the viewers will think about it more on how they should look at it. But first, we do have Jared coming on and talking about how what Melo did was kind of a big deal, of how he should be looked at it not in a negative light, but as a positive one for how he's taking the situation and how he's competing. So, hello Jared, how are you doing today?
Hi Curtis, I'm doing fine, and during the fight, I guess you can say that it's normal for somebody to tap someone on the head. It's just LaMelo Ball is the one who overreacted, who decided to physically slap his opponent across the face with hard intention. And also, having teammates backing you up is something that can happen, and it happens currently when situations come to this. And also, during a game, emotions come out temporarily, and game when you have other players touching each other, saying, "Oh well, better luck next time," like a little slap. But then sometimes you have other players who intentionally will turn around or will physically harm that other opponent for touching them, even if it's just a little tap.
Okay, I hear you. Did the Melo and the other Lithuanian player have a recent relationship, friendship, teammate, or anything?
Yes, LaMelo and the other player played together back in Lithuania as a club. They played for about 12 games, but then LaMelo decided to move back to the U.S. to play for another team.
They were teammates before. Okay. Lastly, before you go, I just wanted to ask you for your opinion. Do you think fighting belongs in the NBA or in basketball in general? Like, not just like hand-to-hand conflict, but verbal and everything else.
Yes. I would say the NBA, it's nowhere for people to fight for such a high-level sport because it's very competitive. And every team and every player wants to win very bad. For example, when fights occur, a huge one was Chris Paul and Ronda from the Lakers.
Well, thank you for being on the show, Jared. I know I appreciate it, and the viewers probably do too. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Curtis. I'll see you next time.
And that will end today's episode or this podcast. I hope you learned something about the Melo fight. I hope you can go home and think about what type of light they should be looking at it. If Melo should be looked as a bad guy, as an instigator, you can say, or if you want to look at Melo as, yeah, he's the real deal. He competes. He has a high intensity and he wants to win no matter what. So now go home and message me what you think about the fight, if that's going to be if he should be suspended for the fight, if nothing should happen to him. And I personally want to know, do you think Melo will make it to the NBA? And if so, do you think he'll be on the Lakers with his brother Lonzo? Let me know, and it might be the topic for next episode. And have a nice day.